What's up guys, it's Skunberg with Academy.fm, and today I'm going to be talking about what holds people back from getting their online business up and running. Okay, so I've spoke about it before in a different video. For the past 4 years, I've really helped out a ton of different people trying to get started with their business, people who've already had something going and want to take their stuff online. Even myself, I've had a couple different failed businesses and I've had some that have done very, very well. But I noticed that there's a few different things that really have to happen in the early stages that you have to change, and it might be like blocking you from going further. And I just wanted to share those things because honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be vibing with it. And I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this video, but either way, let's go ahead and get started. The first biggest thing you have to do is understand who in your life is holding you back. Okay, this is like really mainly friends and family. Okay, I really believe in the concept of the average of 5. Okay, you're an average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Okay, so we all have that friend we grew up with, or maybe somebody, somebody we went to school with, or somebody we're really good friends with that might not be the best influence per se. And sometimes you might be wanting to go in on your online business, you want to work on your social media and all that kind of stuff, and that person's like maybe holding you back, saying maybe giving you doubts, or saying, hey, let's go do this, let's go to this party on the weekend, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it even happens with family, to be honest. Family can be super supportive, and so can friends, so don't take this wrong per se, but even your family members can kind of put you down, say, oh, you shouldn't go do that, or it's too risky. It's very common to say this kind of thing. But the really most important thing you need to do is you got to surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you, right? You need to have people who are honestly like 10 times your level. Go try to find some people who are already crushing it. Try to help them out, provide value, become friends with them. Find people who are doing cool and interesting things that are like motivated, not necessarily they're going to bring you down into like bad lifestyle habits. Okay, this is one of the most important things. When I was starting my company, and me and Drew are really going hard and putting a lot of work into it. Honestly, we went into a cave. Okay, no one heard from us. Like, people were like, oh, what happened to Steven? Like, I just wouldn't call. I really wouldn't answer calls. I wouldn't go do fun stuff or do anything. I was really focused on building it. Okay, every single day. I started waking up at 4 a.m. just to get to Starbucks early enough so I can get started by 5. And then what would happen is I would get too sleepy before all the stuff that happens after 8 o'clock. People want to play video games, people want to go to parties, people want to go do all kinds of stuff, okay? One of the biggest things for me, like I said, was just waking up early, and that was one of my ways of kind of separating people. And honestly, if somebody wasn't down to work on something or wasn't trying to like better their lives, I would just cut them out, okay? And don't think you have to, call all your best friends or something and say, hey, we can't hang out anymore. But, maybe if that person, goes out and parties a lot, because I know that's, a very common thing, then don't go party with them. But if they want to grab lunch, then that's perfectly cool, okay? Put the person in the right context, find out who those people are, and try to start subbing them out for people with positive influence in your life. And you just may have, if you don't want to cut them out per se, just have a serious discussion with them. Let them know where you're trying to go and try to get them on your side. That's good too. The second thing that a lot of people struggle with when they're first starting their online businesses, they are way too idealistic. Okay, they think in their head, they have a certain way that everything looks, okay? They envision their content being at a certain quality level. They envision certain product lines. They envision how their brand is gonna look, okay? The biggest thing is that I've learned is you actually don't know. Okay, you have maybe a guess of what you want to go, but as you go there, you start to realize you have to make left turns, right turns, okay? Entrepreneurship is not like a rocket, okay, that everything has to go perfect or that thing's not taking off, okay? One thing goes wrong and it blows up. That's not how it is, okay? It's more like driving a car to your destination. If you make a wrong turn, all you have to do is whip a U-turn and get back on track. And I've seen just so many people that think it needs to be a certain way. They might, like for example, if you haven't tried a tactic, you might believe it doesn't work because what you've heard your mom's friends say about Google AdWords. All of a sudden you assume Google AdWords isn't a viable option. But for example, you might be listening to somebody who vents about how Facebook ads suck, blah, blah. And then, for the next few years, you're going to be turned off to that idea. And that's a really big problem, okay? You kind of want to be like a sponge and accept everything in and try different stuff for yourself to see if it actually works or not. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people say that billboards are dead and stuff like that. There's some guy crushing it with billboards. People think magazine advertising is terrible. There's some people that are crushing with that. Even like door-to-door sales, okay? I could probably be like, yeah, door-to-door sucks, blah, blah. But there's some dude who's absolutely dominating in that, okay? And the biggest thing is that in the early stages, don't be too idealistic on how you get there. Have your kind of end goal destination in mind and be flexible to try new stuff, okay? That's going to be very, very important. And this last idea is almost counter to that, but I really think it's not, and it's really, really important, is not switching your idea too much, okay? I swear, I've talked to some people that they get really excited about something, okay? They're like, I'm gonna go do this thing, blah, blah, and they talk to me. I'm like, wow, that sounds great, man. Yeah, go ahead and start trying it out. And then I talk to the person maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, and I ask them about like, oh, hey, how's that project going? And all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, now I'm doing this other thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, well, what's it about, blah, blah. I talk to them a bit, and then I talk to that person maybe a month or 2 later, and they're like, oh no, I'm not doing that thing anymore. I'm doing this new thing. Okay, it's almost like entrepreneurship ADD, and I get it, okay? I have this problem, it's really hard to focus, okay? I've probably been more guilty of this than anybody, okay? I've tried everything. In the early stages when me and Drew were starting our company, I mean, we had all kinds of crazy ideas, okay? Our main business, Cymatics, wasn't the only idea. We're talking about all kinds of stuff like ordering stuff from Alibaba and selling dread beads online. We were talking about doing Instagrams for people. I was trying out different things with building websites. I even built a organic supplement store for my aunt, okay? I was all over the place, and it's okay, because that's how people kind of tend to think in the early stage. And I know that I said you should be trying a lot of new things, but honestly, there's a deeper period where you really have to see things through, okay? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes even 3 months is really not enough. Sometimes you need to really find that idea and stick it out for quite a while before you make that pivot. And I know a lot of people, with entrepreneurship, every single direction is pretty exciting, right? Because look at all the end goals. You run this big company, you're making a lot of money, your lifestyle's awesome, you got freedom, you get to quit your job, etc. So it's all exciting no matter what path you kind of take, what influencer you want to be. But what matters is that, think hard about your idea, maybe even take less time to start per se, but once you find it, stick it through for a long time. And I'm telling you, that's the way you're going to get deep domain expertise, okay? When I was first doing advertising on Facebook with $5 a day, literally putting $5 a day, only because something didn't work or I learned something that I wasn't having as much success in the early days, doesn't mean I just stopped, okay? You got to keep going through to get that deep domain, because guess what? Sometimes the thing that's really going to make you successful doesn't click until month 7. Once you do find that idea, try to stick it out for a good bit, at least 3 months before you kind of reevaluate. Just put your head down and go in. And guys, I guarantee if you even did 10% of some of these tips I've talked about in this video, that you're going to see a big difference in your life and kind of how things start going. Because once you start to catch that momentum, I'm telling you, it takes you to crazy, crazy places. And that's how it's been for me. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making more videos just like it. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. Peace out.